Welcome to the No Views News. This program was created on Tuesday, August 17th, at 3:26 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, by Zeno Reader. There are 692 headlines from 106 feeds we check to build this automated report. Welcome to No Views, daily automated podcast news. The headlines in this super unknown daily news summary do not imply fact-checking or endorsement of ideas. The first headlines are from the current most popular news site, Yahoo News, with 175 million estimated monthly unique visitors. New Zealand enters nationwide lockdown after detecting first local COVID case in 6 months. Witness to My Pillow CEO incident says it was no attack. Trevor Bauer accuser testifies the MLB star called her while she was in the hospital with injuries from alleged assault. Miami man accused of servicing Venezuelan combat jets with explosion suppressant foam. The Taliban have set up checkpoints in Kabul and are searching Afghans' phones for evidence they communicated in English. The best products to beat the heat. Pentagon says Kabul airport is secure, plans to evacuate 5,000 to 9,000 people per day. Astronomers see galaxies in ultra-high definition. OWN loses appeal against Matt Dow, must pay MSNBC at least $250,000. Afghan Air Force pilot to Americans, we did not all just give up and quit. The next headlines are from the second most popular news website at this time, with 150 million unique monthly visitors, Google News. Chicago announces indoor mask mandate for all, regardless of vaccination status, NBC Chicago. Fact-checking Biden's assertion that the Afghan military was 300,000 strong, CNN. Calder fire prompts evacuation orders for Sly Park area, South Pollock Pines, CBS Sacramento. 15% of PPP loans could be fraudulent, study shows, The New York Times. The Jump talks Joel Embiid's $196 M extension with Philadelphia 76ers, ESPN. The Crown shares the first look at Dominic West and Elizabeth Debicki as Prince Charles and Princess Diana, the AV Club. Colleen Jost confirms Page 6 scoop about Scarlett Johansson pregnancy, Page 6. White House, Taliban allowing safe passage Kabul airlift, Associated Press. California recall election of Governor Newsom gets underway as voters start receiving ballots, Fox News. Maki Kaji, the godfather of Sudoku, dies at 69, CNN. The following headlines are from the third most popular news website, with 110 million unique monthly visitors, The Huffington Post. More, 3 top Senate Dems pledge to probe flood Afghanistan withdrawal. Haiti earthquake death toll rises to 1,941. Ryan Reynolds credits Blake Lively, she was essential in the making of Free Guy. Texas Governor Greg Abbott has COVID-19. Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s anti-vax group is behind lawsuit targeting university mandate. We neglected to act, critics slam Biden for failure on Afghan evacuations. Fergie calls Queen Elizabeth her greatest mentor. What it's like sending your kid back to school in a COVID-19 hotspot. GOP candidate says incident with My Pillow CEO Mike Lindell was no attack. The Nabisco workers who make your Oreos and Ritz crackers are on strike. The next headlines are from the fourth most popular news website, with 95 million estimated unique monthly visitors, CNN. Dozen school districts hammered by cyber attacks. Fentanyl-laced cocaine kills 6 people in 8 days. Council approves salary changes for police. Kearney man found dead after 5-hour standoff. UOFL unveils new gender-inclusive residence hall. Iowa family fears for loved one in Afghanistan. 4 golfers survive lightning strike. Man drowns after falling off boat in lake. Milwaukee Labor Fest canceled due to logistical challenges. Georgia River Network hosts kayaking classes. The next headlines are from the fifth most popular news website at this time, with 70 million estimated unique monthly visitors, The New York Times. Hive updates, reassurances from Taliban, but fearful Afghans look for the exits. Afghanistan, booster shots, Sudoku, your Tuesday evening briefing. Two storms bring heavy rain to US and Haiti as third passes near Bermuda. Business updates, Politico seeks $1 billion deal with Axel Springer. Texas governor tests positive for coronavirus. House Democrats introduce a new bill to beef up the Voting Rights Act. Women in Afghanistan fear return to a repressive past under Taliban. Fred drenches the southeast, unleashing tornadoes. How U.S. Afghans watch the chaos with horror. Sacklers threaten to pull out of Purdue Pharma opioid settlement. The following headlines are from the sixth most popular news website, with an estimated 65 million monthly unique visitors, Fox News. Column, pressure mounting for FedEx Cup and Ryder Cup. South Carolina Staley opens the door for Olympic return. Brett Favre says children under 14 years old shouldn't play tackle football. Bloomberg columnist called out for spreading fake news on Florida antibody treatment. Alex Rodriguez feels grateful for his relationship with Jennifer Lopez, says he's in a great place. With Taliban victory, Afghanistan could become the second school of jihadism. Former Ambassador Ryan Crocker laments Al-Qaeda is back, we've turned Afghanistan into our mortal enemy. Republicans demand resignations over Biden's Afghanistan debacle. Kylie Jenner poses in tiny bikini to announce launch of swimwear line. Thousands of fake COVID-19 vaccine cards, some from China, seized by U.S. Customs. You are hearing today's top news headlines and more. Today is Tuesday, August 17th. The next headlines are from the seventh most popular news website, with 63 million estimated monthly unique visitors, CBS News. 6 ice cream makers and homemade recipe ideas for sweet frosty treats. 9 super comfy ergonomic office chairs for your home office. 13 perfect summer beach reads for 2021. 7 great coffee table options that look cool in any room. Baseball report, San Diego Padres star Fernando Tatis Jr. returns with a bang. The Price is Right celebrates 50th season with week-long celebration on CBS. Fourth stimulus check, is another relief payment coming? The next headlines are from the 8th most popular news website, with an estimated 53 million monthly unique visitors, Mail Online, the Daily Mail. Joy and despair in battle to flee Afghanistan, UK mission due at Bryce Norton but thousands in Kabul. Taliban deputy leader arrives in Afghanistan from Qatar. FK that, what Biden told Obama's special representative for Afghanistan over U.S. obligations. Thousands of travelers bring Lincoln Town to standstill for funeral of Gypsy matriarch and her son. Taliban open fire on crowds trapped by their checkpoints outside Kabul airstrip. Luxury Creed hotel where Dominic Raab was staying as Taliban went on the rampage in Afghanistan. Still fighting on, Afghan Vice President rally anti-Taliban forces in last stronghold. Ducking bullets at the airport, bleeding and terrified, my horror attempt to flee Taliban. Eden Confidential, that sounds fishy, Queen's caviar not quite what it says on the tin. Pentagon watchdog says Taliban are already offering safe haven to Al-Qaeda despite Biden's claims. The following headlines are from the 9th most popular news website, with an estimated 47 million monthly unique visitors, The Washington Post. This is The Washington Post World News Feed. Experience tourism combines Roman ruins in the morning, a talk on church abuse in the afternoon. The world's moral obligation to Afghan refugees. More than 600 Afghans cram into one U.S. transport flight, as thousands flee Taliban. Death toll in Haiti earthquake jumps past 1,900. Hive updates, Taliban strikes conciliatory tone, consolidates power as de facto leader returns to country. Report shines light on abuse by Bolivia's interim government. Death toll from Haiti's weekend earthquake rises to 1,941. China faces threat in volatile borderlands after Afghanistan falls to the Taliban. New Zealand's first coronavirus case in 6 months sends country into lockdown. Taliban says it will be more tolerant toward women, some fear otherwise. The next headlines are from the 10th most popular news website, which has an estimated 42 million monthly unique visitors, The Guardian. This is The Guardian's U.S. news feed. Afghanistan live news. Taliban say they seek no revenge in press conference. Vice President says he is caretaker president. Texas Governor Greg Abbott tests positive for COVID, live. Protesters claim to seize Edinburgh Castle citing Magna Carta. Tropical storm Grace's heavy rains pour misery on Haiti earthquake survivors. Kyle Edmund withdraws from U.S. Open with persistent knee problem. Bolivia's interim government tortured and executed opponents, report says. Peru minister resigns after suggesting Shining Path rebels had Central Intelligence Agency support. Pete Buttigieg to become a parent with husband Chasen, we're overjoyed. Thousands forced to evacuate by wildfire near Saint-Tropez. We have no place to go, Haiti earthquake shelters exposed to tropical storm, video report. The following headlines are from the 12th most popular news website, with an estimated 36 million monthly unique visitors, ABC News. Afghanistan updates, Taliban hold press conference from Kabul. Lawsuit, mix-up keeps family at gunpoint near Yellowstone. Education Secretary says he's spoken with schools to find mask mandate bans. No shot, no proof, no service, NYC businesses begin checks. Georgia board to tap election review panel for Fulton County. At Midwest state fairs, no masks required, vaccines are free. 5 things to know about Biden's plan to roll out COVID boosters this fall. Serbian president challenges Twitter, delete my account. Massive Alaska quake as cause for sunken ships leak. Arkansas officer acquitted in death of man holding BB gun. The next headlines are from the 13th most popular news website, with an estimated 35 million monthly unique visitors, the BBC News. Afghanistan, mysterious Taliban spokesman finally shows his face. Afghanistan, what's the impact of Taliban's return on international order? Afghan women too have rights within Islamic law, Taliban say. California man sues after being startled by dumpster diving there. Afghanistan, female Kabul resident fears for future under Taliban. France wildfire, thousands evacuated as blaze rages near Riviera. Taliban, we will not allow the soil of Afghanistan to be used against anyone. Afghan reporter asks NATO Secretary General for help. Afghanistan, all female staffs have left my Kabul hotel. The following headlines are from the 14th most popular news website, with an estimated 34 million monthly unique visitors, USA Today. Multiple politicians who opposed vaccine mandates test positive. Texas has requested mortuary trailers, latest COVID-19 updates. Robotic arm helps grow hydroponic plants. NFL team fans can skip mask with vaccination proof. AP top stories August 17th p. Black vultures are eating cows alive. Now some farmers can legally shoot the protected birds. Fred spawns tornadoes, brings drenching rain to U.S. southeast. Grace forecast to become hurricane as it heads for Mexico. Haiti earthquake worries South Florida community. Tropical storm Grace batters Haiti days after deadly quake. Countless Haitian families have lost everything. Indoor vaccine mandate begins in New York City. White House, Taliban agree to allow civilian safe passage. The next headlines are from the 15th most popular news website, with an estimated 35.5 million monthly unique visitors, the LA Times. What to do before, during and after a power outage. Southern California water officials declare supply alert amid worsening drought. LA County to require face masks at large outdoor events. Santa Clara County Sheriff, urged to resign, welcomes probe of jail abuse allegations. How kids can stay safer at school despite Delta variant threat. The second morning of school in Los Angeles goes better than the first. Former Rep Doug Oster drops out of California governor recall race after heart attack. PG&E plant power shutoffs expand as Dixie Fire rampages past 600,000 acres. Many more Californians getting coronavirus tests amid Delta spike. What will they reveal? Sharp rise in pregnant women contracting the coronavirus prompts new warnings. We hope you are enjoying this news podcast. Today is Tuesday, August 17, 2021. You just heard from the top 15 most popular news websites in the world. More from other news sources is up next. Next, Reddit World News. Reddit is a user collective which claims over 430 million active users per month, and these are the top voted stories today. Canada will not recognize Taliban as Afghan government, PM Trudeau. Petition to make lying in UK Parliament a criminal offence approaches 100k signatures. Afghan who guarded UK embassy fears for his life after visa refusal. Gorbachev, leader who pulled Soviets from Afghanistan, says US campaign was doomed from start. Indonesia reports 2 new Javan rhino calves in the species' last holdout. This brings the species' total population to 75 individuals. Afghanistan, country emancipated and everyone is forgiven, Taliban says in first news conference from Kabul. World News. Ottawa has no plans to recognize Taliban as legitimate government of Afghanistan, Trudeau. Bangladesh High Court bars homeopathic, unani, alt medicine, practitioners from using doctor as title before name. Pentagon says Kabul airport is secure, evacuation flights have resumed. Swedish diplomats evacuate Afghanistan but many local embassy workers remain. We do not know what is happening and they left us in the office while we were working. They do not answer our calls and they have blocked our email addresses. Afghanistan central banker flees as currency drops to record low. Haiti, 16 people found alive in rubble, 3 days after earthquake. Burqa prices surge tenfold after Taliban resurgence. Afghan women fear return of brutal rule. Spokesman, Taliban to honor women's right within Islamic law. Evacuation flights restart from Kabul after Afghans desperate to flee cleared from airfield. The next headlines are from Forbes. These governors are offering to take in more Afghan refugees. New Orleans Pelicans, David Griffin rightfully fed up with NBA tampering trends. The fall of Afghanistan and U.S. foreign trade. Series C funding in place, Chrono 24 expands reach in global watch marketplace. Florida Education Commissioner says school districts should be sanctioned for imposing mask mandate. Transportation industry cannot find enough applicants to fill jobs. On what you did, CNN's Chris Cuomo urged his brother, New York Governor Andrew Cuomo, to resign. No plans right now to require vaccination proof at New York Giants games. Pete Buttigieg reveals he and husband Jason are parents. Is there an Iraq precedent to the failure of Afghanistan's military? The next headlines are from Nature.com. Track disability and COVID-19 statistics. Use photos of Black doctors and patients to heal, not hurt. From the archive. Richly resourced researchers work with developing world scientists. A staggering store of water is revealed in Earth's crust. Iran hopes to defeat COVID with homegrown crop of vaccines. The WHO is right to call a temporary halt to COVID vaccine boosters. Author correction, mechanisms of BRCA1, BARD1 nucleosome recognition and ubiquitination. Bespoke open databases would be cheaper and easier to analyze. Brazilian road proposal threatens famed biodiversity hotspot. The World Population Update. Currently, we are increasing by over 220,000 people a day, expecting to reach 8 billion in 2023. At the time this report was generated, the population was estimated to be 7,725,501,433 humans. Worldometers.info says there are 195 countries at this time and, of those, the top 10 with the largest populations are, in order, China, India, the United States, Indonesia, Pakistan, Brazil, Nigeria, Bangladesh, Russia, and then Mexico. The next headlines are from Variety. Queer as Folk reboot from Peacock adds Big Sky star Jesse James Keitel exclusive. OWN loses appeal in defamation suit against Rachel Maddow. Shang-Chi star Simu Liu thinks his Marvel movie is truly going to change the world. Music industry moves, Gilberto Gil inks with Sony Publishing, Joy Brown joins ICM. Hollywood Critics Association cancels Sunday's in-person TV awards, shifts to virtual on August 29th exclusive. Twitter is asking users to flag misinformation, including about COVID and elections. LA County to require masks at outdoor concerts and festivals. The Boys nominations proves that the Right Fit campaign can help a show's Emmy chances. The White Lotus finale draws 1.9 million viewers for HBO. Orange is the New Black star Laura Prepon reveals she left Scientology. The following headlines are from NPR, National Public Radio. As the Taliban made their way to Kabul, Biden ordered troops into Afghanistan. U.S. is reviewing the deaths of people who may have fallen from a plane leaving Kabul. Texas Governor Greg Abbott tests positive for COVID-19. Outdoor workers could face far more dangerous heat by 2065 because of climate change. A mission to give Afghans democracy became a bid to repair America's own. Football legend Brett Favre says kids shouldn't play tackle football until they're 14. As the coronavirus surges in Florida, some vaccine skeptics change their minds. The simple steps you can take right now to help Afghan refugees. A cat led a rescue team to an 83-year-old woman who had fallen down a ravine. Pete Buttigieg and husband Chasen announced they are now parents. The following headlines are from The Week. Late-night hosts generously parcel out U.S. blame for the Taliban's Afghanistan rout. Russia is already tentatively cozying up to the Taliban after Afghan sweep. With Houston hospitals filled by COVID patients, man shot 6 times 10 days ago is still waiting for surgery. CNN's Chris Cuomo addresses Andrew Cuomo scandal in first show since brother's resignation. 2 massive new dinosaur species discovered in China. U.S. will reportedly advise 8-month COVID-19 booster shot for all eligible Americans. Malala Yousafzai urges world leaders to ensure the futures of Afghan girls are not lost. Power could be cut in Northern California Tuesday to reduce risk of wildfires. Haitian officials are negotiating with gangs in order to get aid into country. For the first time, federal government declares Colorado River water shortage. The following headlines are from the Texas Observer. The CDC halted evictions. Texas judges are proceeding anyway. The next headlines are from Universe Today. A new assessment of the world's climate is out. The news isn't good. Can you last a year on Mars? NASA is recruiting crew for a year-long analog mission. Astronomy Jargon 101, Doppler shift. Did the moon ever have a magnetosphere? These are the news headlines for today, Tuesday, August 17th. This podcast is produced only in English at this time. As of 2020, the Ethnologue reference lists 7,117 different human languages, with English being the 3rd most common, after Mandarin Chinese and Spanish. The following headlines are from earthsky.org. Next blue moon is August 21st to 22nd. 3,200 Phaeton is weirdly comet-like. Why? NASA's Juno mission celebrates 10 years. Born under the sign of Ophiuchus? The next news is from Politico. Macron calls for European plan to manage Afghan migration. Inflation is up, should you care? Disbelief and betrayal, Europe reacts to Biden's Afghanistan miscalculation. European countries scramble to rescue staff as Taliban takes Afghanistan. UK Defence Secretary, British troops not going back to Taliban-controlled Afghanistan. Pence convenes GOP donors, luminaries at Jackson Hole retreat. Can America still help Afghanistan? 8 former officials on what's next. Biden administration to encourage boosters for most Americans. CNN's Chris Cuomo says he urged his brother to resign as New York governor. Body of dead Afghan found in landing gear of military jet leaving Kabul airport. The next headlines are from the Sydney Morning Herald in Australia. Playground transmission probed as COVID-19 spikes among children. Roosters move to take Crichton off market before Rugby World Cup. Household transmissions account for 70% of Sydney's COVID cases. Shift of Eka holiday to October, a mixed blessing for some venues. QLD carpenter sentenced to jail after waging war against building regulator. Ivermectin, COVID-19, and making sense of scientific evidence. The worst I've ever seen. Wayne Cook lifts lid on loss that hurt Bennett the most. Watchdog denies conflict in dropped probe after demands made to newspaper. Counselors charged with serious offenses should not be stood down, lobby group. The call came that all expats fear, Australians overseas pay a heavy price. The next headlines are from MarketWatch. Encore, how did stimulus checks affect household finances? Market snapshot, U.S. stock futures fall ahead of retail sales data. Kelley Blue Book, 10 mid-size luxury cars you can get used for less than $25K. NerdWallet, why you should test drive your retirement. Livability, 7 off-the-radar places worth stopping on a California road trip. Kelley Blue Book, will you own a self-driving car in your lifetime? Are they even safe? Here's the deal. Next Avenue, America's retirement savings system is deeply flawed. Can it be fixed? Here are some ideas. US to recommend COVID booster for most people 8 months after vaccination, reports. A wealthy client gifted me $75,000 to help save my business. Her circumstances have changed, now she wants it back. I'm 57 and my new husband is 80. I'm not on the deed of his house. Instead, he gave me a credit card with a $1,000 spending limit. Next, the top stories about patents and inventions. Artificial inventors, key lessons from recent AI patent decisions. Artificial inventors, key lessons from recent AI patent decisions, Lexology. Samus smacks Google in first round of patent case, Fudzilla. Waiving COVID-19 vaccine patents won't solve the global need, Bloomberg Law. Vice President Naidu asks scientists, big news network. IITM crosses 1K mark in patents generated in India and abroad, DTNEXT. No Labs, management's discussion and analysis of financial condition and results of operations, Form 10Q, marketscreener.com. Samus gets early patent victory against Google smart speakers, Ars Technica. VoicePal.com, management's discussion and analysis of financial condition and results of operations, Form 10Q, marketscreener.com. Grubhub, DoorDash services take off during pandemic, a look at the patents on food delivery inventions, IPWatchdog.com. These are the right factors to spark creative thinking, Fast Company. The next headlines are from Quartz. How to hold an in-person conference during a pandemic, lessons from TED. Taco Bell wants to reinvent the drive-thru. Afghanistan chaos, Haiti disaster, Goodreads extortion. A Taliban-led Afghanistan could mean all sorts of problems for India. How students can safely return to school amid Delta variant. Facebook is adding 3 countries to its undersea cable project for Africa. Most Indians feel the COVID-19 pandemic is a unique moment to transform societies. Has COVID-19 gone from pandemic to endemic? The US never reconstructed Afghanistan. How you can help Afghanistan. The following headlines are from TechDirt. Ford M's pushing game companies to drop loot boxes, pointing at UK law that doesn't mention loot boxes. CIA collected all card game, now available on Amazon. Nassau County executive vetoes bill that would punish people for making cops feel bad. T-Mobile investigating 100 million subscriber data breach. Dominion sues Newsmax, OWN, and the head of Overstock.com for election-related defamation. Daily Deal, the super software engineer bundle. Facebook is not the internet, stop regulating as if it was. Unions, consumer groups wimp out on Verizon TracFone merger. We are now about 1/3 of the way through this daily news headlines podcast, a free service. Here, next, are the top trending keywords in Google web searches for today, a different window on world events. Naomi Osaka. What is a blue alert? Shang-Chi. Malala. Yik Yak. Bob Dylan. Cedar Point. Call of Duty, Vanguard. Madonna. Carly Lloyd. The next headlines are from RT, the first Russian news station in English. Censor it yourself, Twitter testing new feature that allows users to flag misleading tweets. Fully vaccinated Texas Governor Abbott tests positive for COVID-19, will isolate and receive antibody treatment. Situation is new for everyone. Russian envoy to Kabul says he discussed security with Taliban, says the city has been calm. Biden's approval rating continues to fall amid Afghanistan chaos, which even Democrats are calling a catastrophe. White House admits fair amount of U.S. weapons fell into Taliban hands. People are playing with my name. Furious Ronaldo breaks silence after rumors link star to PSG, Real and Man City. Australian health official flees press conference after question over spike in teen suicides, as Victoria locks down again. As America's attempt to westernize Afghanistan by force fails, Kabul may now find its place in Russian and Chinese-dominated Eurasia. Watch, Afghan man records video sitting atop fairing of U.S. military plane taxiing at Kabul airport. Hollywood megastar Halle Berry is being sued by MMA fighter Kat Zingano after decision to only use UFC actors in Cage movie. The next headlines are from Zero Hedge. I'm sitting here waiting for the Taliban to kill me, first female mayor in Afghanistan says. UN nuclear watchdog, Iran makes progress on uranium metal. Pentagon admits Taliban has billions in U.S. weapons. Biden has yet to speak to any world leaders since fall of Kabul. If you live in Taiwan, it's time to worry. Asymptomatic, fully vaccinated Texas Governor Abbott tests positive for COVID. Biden admin to extend travel mask mandate to January 2022, flight attendants weary, exhausted, and forgotten. U.S. economic growth suddenly collapses, as even Goldman says not good. Oil extends longest losing streak since March after disappointingly small crude draw. Taliban warning, U.S. must fully withdraw American troops by September 11. Stocks dump, dollar jumps as self-sustaining recovery narrative collapses. The following headlines are from Al Jazeera, Middle East News. Transcript of Taliban's first news conference in Kabul. Watchdog describes litany of U.S. failures in Afghanistan mission. Thousands of Afghans enter Pakistan via Chaman border crossing. Taliban agreed to allow safe passage to airport, U.S. says. Will Joe Biden pay a political price for Afghanistan? Oil posts longest run of losses since March as recovery sputters. Sacklers won't pay up in U.S. opioid suit unless granted protection. Uganda scraps controversial anti-pornography miniskirt law. EU says will work with Taliban only if rights are respected. US to recommend booster jabs for all as Delta variant rises. The next headlines are from Breitbart. US government to Americans trapped in Afghanistan, we cannot guarantee your security. Texas governor tests positive for COVID-19. Socialist who said USA deserved 9/11 buys $2.70 and West Hollywood home. Former Nevada AG Adam Laxalt launches Senate bid, we're the rebels, they're the empire. White House refuses to commit troops in Afghanistan until all Americans are evacuated. Jen Psaki not sure when hidden Biden will return to the White House. Mask mandates fail in California's Bay Area as coronavirus hospitalizations match 2020 summer high. Report, Biden to extend transportation mask mandate through January. White House, President Joe Biden has not spoken with any other world leaders since Taliban seized Kabul. NYC restaurant manager resists vaccinated-only rules, hard to go up against a machine. The next headlines are from UPI News. Lottery ticket bought on man's birthday earns him $50,000. Watch, two-headed sea turtle found on North Carolina beach. Watch, math teacher folds 1,776 origami peacocks for Guinness World Record. Watch, diver finds swimmer's lost prosthetic leg in British lake. Watch, 10-foot python surprises shoppers on supermarket shelf. Watch, alligator spotted swimming in Massachusetts river. Watch, escaped lion wander streets of Cambodian capital. Watch, man balances 101 toilet paper rolls on his head for Guinness World Record. Lottery drawing comes up 8 and 11,926 tickets win top prize. Watch, snake catcher rescues Mojave rattlesnake caught in bird's netting. The following headlines are from goodnewsnetwork.org. The yellow center of the deadliest flower is a lifeline to farmers and the planet. New Zealand is hearing the kiwi call once again after 5 years of silence, it's amazing. Professor develops technology that cools people down, without electricity or AC. King Khufu's solar boat is on the move after 4,600 years next to Egyptian pyramids. Metabolism does not slow down in midlife as is commonly believed, says study. You're tuned to No Views, daily automated podcast news. This is a report for Tuesday, August 17th. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Reddit Offbeat News. Stupidity with a Scots accent, protesters claim to seize Edinburgh Castle citing Magna Carta Edinburgh. Driver waiting for assistance with broken down vehicle fatally shoots naked man in Alabama. Women arrested for explicit jail video visitation. Taliban promise women's rights, security under Islamic rule. Firefighters rescue man stuck between two El Paso buildings. Anti-vaxxers think their pure semen will skyrocket in value. Shoe Palace worker fatally shot amid dispute over a raffle at store on Melrose Avenue. 3 brothers die after being stuck in manure pit in Ohio. Former Sumner County teacher accused of offering 16-year-old boy money for sex. Woman runs 100 miles on treadmill in under 22 hours for Guinness record. The next headlines are from a site called The Next Web. An optimist's guide to the future, how quantum AI could make Earth a paradise. Review, the Pixel 5 is a bigger, better, cheaper Pixel 5. Grindr is rampant with racism, here's how users justify it. Get the premium certification training you need to get hired with this Wiz Labs training. The Taliban loved Yoda, but why? A brief history of Yik Yak, the Anon platform making its return. Please, Ghost of Gates, give the Xbox a media mode. Suck it, vans, cargo bikes are the delivery captains now. Tinder will soon let you verify your profile with a government ID. Qualcomm's smartphone for Snapdragon insiders is the most confusing phone I've reviewed. The following headlines are from Science Daily. Dieting, villain or scapegoat? Bioprocess for converting plant materials into valuable chemicals. Invasive plants are still for sale as garden ornamentals, research shows. New simulation shows how galaxies feed their supermassive black holes. Antibodies elicited by COVID-19 vaccination effective against Delta variant. Fast changes between the solar seasons resolved by new sun clock. Engineers grow 3D bioprinted blood vessel. How microbes can exacerbate cognitive decline. Contact tracing is key to suppressing COVID-19, research shows. Genome editing strategy developed for potential Alzheimer's disease therapy. This is a reading of news headlines. This broadcast was created on Tuesday, August 17th from over 100 sources, to give you a bigger picture of the news. The next headlines are from NASA News. NASA helps celebrate Star Trek creator Gene Roddenberry's centennial. NASA invites media to briefing on science launching to space station. NASA awards contract for translation and logistics services. NASA selects lifecycle mission support services contractor. Arkansas, Florida students to hear from space station astronauts. NASA unveils new interactive website ahead of Landsat 9 launch. The next headlines are from the Salt Lake Tribune. By running back Miles Davis is turning heads this fall. Bagley cartoon, Back to School. Utah woman accused of being part of January 6 Capitol insurrection pleads not guilty. For now, this southern Utah school district will have the state's only mask mandate for students. What would happen if a Utah school district issued a mask mandate in defiance of the state's ban? Whistleblower speaks in Huntsman's LDS suit, says whether more money came from member donations or earnings, it was all called tithing. Read whistleblower David Nielsen's new sworn statement on the LDS Church's handling of tithing. David Schwendeman, Afghanistan haunts me. Utah's top high school basketball recruit has both the Utes and Cougars among his top 6 choices. 963 more Utahns test positive for COVID-19. The next headlines are from Slashdot, Tech News for Nerds. Boston Dynamics teaches Atlas robot Parker. Firewalls and middleboxes can be weaponized for gigantic DDoS attacks. A decade later, Knobber, Knobbernet developers still fear being silver-lighted by Microsoft. Scientists calculate pi to 62.8 trillion digits. The mysterious figure stealing books before their release. Saturn's insides are sloshing around. The Google Pixel 6 won't ship with a charger. Chinese espionage tool exploits vulnerabilities in 58 widely used websites. China issues draft rules to curb unfair competition, restrict use of user data. Gigabyte will replace exploding SUS, downplays risk. The next headlines are from Fox St. Louis. The St. Louis conservative talk radio war heats up. Lawsuit alleges Missouri family kept at gunpoint near Yellowstone over mistaken identity. CDC, Missouri ranks 4th in COVID deaths per capita over last 7 days. Oil sheen on the Mississippi River may be from illegal dumping. $77,777 winning scratchers ticket purchased in North St. Louis. 16-year-old in custody for teenager's murder. Missouri housing prices are up, which could mean higher property tax bill. St. Louis area prepares to welcome at least 1,000 Afghan citizens. Cardinals fans are screaming nudes not boo for Lars Nootbaar. Horse that survived October 2020 crash gives birth to colt. These are the current headlines from the world's most interesting news websites. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Fox San Diego. California nonprofit gearing up to help Afghan refugees. San Diego police probe officers' social media post against vaccine, mask mandates. Texas governor tests positive for COVID despite being fully vaccinated. More protection, U.S. likely to authorize COVID booster shots. Trevor Bauer's accuser says she had emotional connection to player. Rebates available to some water customers in San Diego County. Oceanside officers hurt during scuffle with suspect. San Diego County home prices little changed from June, total sales decline. A shot would have saved him, family grieves father who called vaccine a government conspiracy. Baja California reconsidering massive reggaeton beach festival due to COVID-19 concerns. The following headlines are from Defense Blog. Turkey to unveil new laser weapon system. British fighters intercepts Russian military aircraft over Black Sea. Russian Air Force's newest transport aircraft crashes near Moscow. German defense group unveils futuristic weapon turret. China sent its fighter jets to Russia. FNSS complete design perfection process for its new medium tank. The next headlines are from SupChina, top news about China. Chengdu, a visual monologue. Chinese history through the prism of its leaders. Not the outcome China wanted, why a Taliban-controlled Afghanistan makes Beijing anxious. Calls intensify for a boycott of Beijing 2022. This is the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today, in the GMT time zone, is Tuesday, August 17, 2021. Now, more headlines. The next headlines are from KRON4 San Francisco. How to watch the upcoming California governor recall debate. Search for murder suspect prompts school lockdown, shelter in place in San Ramon. Hazy skies from wildfires impact Bay Area. Taliban holds first news conference, promises women's rights under Islamic rule. Texas Governor Abbott tests positive for COVID despite being fully vaccinated. California doctor accused of issuing fake mask exemptions to students. New Zealand to enter lockdown after single COVID case found. Raiders to require fans show proof of COVID-19 vaccination at home games. Warriors to play Suns on Christmas Day. The next headlines are from the Daily Herald. Explainer, what do we know about booster shots for COVID-19? Several suburban theaters are going to require patrons to show proof of vaccination. 2021 football preview, scouting the Metro Suburban Conference. SA extends to January mask rule for airline passengers. Number 16 LSU, Orgeron, have sight set on redemption in 2021. Lou Malnati's to open second Aurora location Monday. 18-year-old critically injured in stabbing near Libertyville. Chicago reinstituting mask requirement as 3,639 new COVID-19 cases logged statewide. Family of man shot by Rittenhouse files lawsuit. Developer sees London crossing plan as new gateway into Wheeling. The following headlines are from Seattle PI. King County primary election results to be certified Tuesday. Who's heading to the general election? Ready to roll, West Seattle's Great Depression era stone cottage to move to new location. Report, rent prices for single-family homes in Seattle up 7.7%. Today in history, Seattle's Pike Place Market opens for business in 1907. The next alerts are from the Global Disaster Alerting and Coordination System, a cooperative effort from disaster managers worldwide. Green alert for Tropical Cyclone Linda 21. Population affected by Category 1, 120 km per hour, wind speeds or higher is 0. Green alert for Tropical Cyclone Henri 21. Population affected by Category 1, 120 km per hour, wind speeds or higher is 0. Green earthquake alert, magnitude 5.6 m, depth 39.6 km, in South Georgia and the South Sandwich Islands August 17, 2021, 20:06 UTC, no people within 100 kilometers. Green earthquake alert, magnitude 6.1 m, depth 33.78 km, in South Georgia and the South Sandwich Islands August 17, 2021, 17:53 UTC, no people within 100 kilometers. Green earthquake alert, magnitude 5.8 m, depth 139.07 km, in Tonga August 17, 2021, 17:24 UTC, no people within 100 kilometers. Orange alert for Tropical Cyclone Grace 21. Population affected by Category 1, 120 km per hour, wind speeds or higher is 0.398 million. Green alert for Tropical Cyclone Fred 21. Population affected by Category 1, 120 km per hour, wind speeds or higher is 0. Green alert for Tropical Cyclone 1621. Population affected by Category 1, 120 km per hour, wind speeds or higher is 0. Green earthquake alert, magnitude 5.6 m, depth 10 km, in South Georgia and the South Sandwich Islands August 17, 2021, 3:10 UTC, no people within 100 kilometers. Green forest fire alert in Greece. You are hearing the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today is Tuesday, August 17th in the Greenwich Mean Time zone. Headlines here were found today in news feeds from around the world, but we do focus on the USA, one of the world's current 195 countries. Now, more news. The next headlines are from ABC Houston. Texas Governor Abbott at standing room only event before COVID positive test revealed. Grace now a tropical storm as it moves towards Mexico. Woman accused of stabbing mother to death after breaking into her Northwest Houston apartment. Widespread showers and storms expected Wednesday. Tropical storm Grace feeds growing anger in earthquake-stricken Haiti. Transportation Sec. Pete Buttigieg says he, husband are parents. In Afghanistan, Taliban vow to honor women's rights but within Islamic law. U.S. to recommend COVID vaccine booster shots for all Americans at 8 months, sources. Montgomery County Animal Shelter limiting services starting August 16 due to distemper, COVID-19. $100 incentive now offered for first vaccine dose in Harris Company. The following headlines are from China Post, top news about China, Taiwan and the world. Broncos rookie Browning has long road ahead after leg injury. Jets place Cam Clark on IR among moves to get roster to 85. Pistons sign C. Luka Garza, F. Chris Smith to two-way contracts. Devonta Smith takes step forward in return from knee sprain. Robert Durst, Jinx climax was not confession to killings. Loa Seager leaves bases loaded in 7th, Yanks beat Red Sox 5-3. Ohio governor advises vaccinations, masks for school children. The following headlines are from The Gothamist. Coronavirus statistics, tracking the epidemic in New York. Extra, Hampton squatter explains how to squat in the Hamptons. Does this local celebrity performance of New York State of Mind inspire you? Could Cuomo have to register as a sex offender? Investigations continue for embattled governor. Early edition, the American way of counting to 10 on your hands is weak. We must come together and kill the dreaded spotted lanternflies. Photos, KRS-One, Slick Rick, and thousands of vaccinated New Yorkers kick off NYC homecoming week in the Bronx. NYC starts COVID vaccine mandate, what you need to visit restaurants, bars and venues. Extra extra, how one person turned online friends into real-life ones. Rise in traffic fatalities underscores need for speed camera expansion, officials say. We hope you are enjoying this podcast. If you have a suggestion for a new RSS feed we should add, please leave it in a comment on our YouTube page. The next headlines are from globalissues.org. As the Taliban returns, 20 years of progress for women looks set to disappear overnight. A new global agenda on sport for 2030. Poor sales at slated Namibian elephant auction. Afghanistan, UN agencies urge Taliban to make good on promises to protect vulnerable. UN Weather Agency, millions affected by climate change and extreme weather in Latin America and Caribbean. Côte d'Ivoire, Ebola vaccination of high-risk populations begins 3 days after outbreak declared. Privatized health services worsen pandemic. Report details grave violations against children in Afghanistan. Solar energy revitalizes indigenous and farming communities in Chile. From the field, human damage on the front line of the climate crisis. The next headlines are from blacklistednews.com. Billions spent on Afghan army ultimately benefited Taliban. Unbelievable photo shows hundreds of Afghans escape Taliban aboard US C-17s. Hey Tokes, investigation reveals Tennessee Vax director what muzzle she claimed someone else mailed to her to send a message. The Afghanistan war and the dissenters we should have listened to. CNN correspondent says there's clearly big holes in Twitter policy, as Taliban used network while Trump is banned. All of New Zealand goes to maximum lockdown after one COVID case in Auckland. Afghanistan is the thread that will start to unravel Western dreams of a new world order. The DIA seized an innocent man's life savings without charging him with a crime. U.S. Treasury freezes billions in Afghan reserves, depriving Taliban of cash. Free society dwindles as permission requirements grow. The following headlines are from Snopes, a fact-checking service. Does a video show firefighters catching a suicidal woman in midair? Is Isaac Newton's apple tree still alive? Heath Ledger did not improvise in the hospital scene in The Dark Knight after a mishap. Does pic show healthcare worker who treated COVID patients for 573 days? Recall, FDA expands recall of frozen shrimp linked to salmonella outbreak. Fake Afghan news accounts spread racist misinformation about missing reporter. Biden's teleprompter did not say leave now at end of Afghanistan speech. Susan B. Anthony photo, found in attic, now going to auction. Naomi Osaka briefly leaves Zoom news conference before Western and Southern Open. The next headlines are from factcheck.org. Marine General supports vaccinations for military. We are now about 2/3 of the way through today's news headlines. When everything is working, this feed will auto-update 3 times per day. Join us daily to stay informed. The next headlines are from the Daily Beast. CNN reporter Clara's award, I fear for the future of Afghan women. Queen Elizabeth warns press photographers to stay away from Balmoral, and Prince Andrew. Lizzo fans see the rumors backlash for what it is, racist misogyny. The Taliban is back, and the world's jihadists are coming. Texas Governor Greg Abbott mugs with unmasked music star, then tests positive for COVID. Orange is the new black actress who gushed about Scientology quietly left the church. South Carolina school board loses second member to COVID, but won't make kids wear masks. GOP senator railed against vax, caught COVID, then hid it from Dem colleagues. The biggest American F-word upset screwed Afghanistan. This best-selling vitamin E face oil is 40% off for scouted readers. The next headlines are from the New York Post. Yankees turnaround can be inspiration for reeling Mets. Priciest house on Atlantic Isle has gold leaf fresco and onyx staircase. Police shooting of Pharrell Williams' cousin ruled homicide in autopsy report. Attacks by mentally ill plague New Yorkers, while de Blasio does nothing. The following headlines are from astronomy.com. NASA lands in the new Space and Beyond box. The perils of a trip to Mars, low gravitation and high radiation. You're tuned to the No Views, daily automated podcast news. If you are hearing this, you found something super unknown. Congratulations. Now back to the headlines. The next science headlines are from CBS News. Biden administration to recommend COVID-19 vaccine booster shots. 7.2 magnitude earthquake kills more than 1,480. Tropical storm Fred threatens Florida with severe flooding. Cuts in Colorado River water supply will hit Arizona hardest. Hospitalization rates rise as Delta variant spreads. Who will need a COVID-19 booster shot and when? Surge in COVID cases push Louisiana hospitals to the brink. Children's Hospital sees spike in COVID-19 patients as cases rise in Louisiana. Windy weather and power cuts loom in battle against Dixie Fire. Month-old Dixie Fire continues to rage, destroying hundreds of homes. The next headlines are from the New York Daily News. De Blasio, expressing hopes for Hochul, calls Cuomo's behavior aberrant. Haiti earthquake has affected 1.2 million people, 540,000 of them children, UNICEF. NYC businesses begin vaccine mandate compliance, it's fourth down all over again. CIT, 10-foot python slithers around Australian supermarket. De Blasio vows NYC will help Haiti after deadly earthquake. Many hands make the load lighter. On Bronx visit, U.S. Education Secretary Cardona voices caution on school openings in autumn. Pentagon, U.S., Taliban coordinate as Kabul evacuation speeds. Fed-up doctor tells anti-vaxxers they're on their own. NYC Democratic mayoral nominee Eric Adams goes on European vacation. 3 Arizona teens arrested for assault withdrawal from school amid veiled threats to district. The following headlines are from military.com. Howard University offers loans to student vets in limbo after school lost GI Bill eligibility. U.S. agencies scrub websites to protect Afghans left behind. Need support? These veterans organizations are offering help during this time of stress. We've abandoned the people who helped us. Vets grapple with emotions over the fall of Afghanistan. Hourly evacuation flights planned from Kabul as airlift accelerates. Prototype military plane crashes outside Moscow, kills 3. General sex assault court-martial hair American League Division Series changes to flawed system, experts say. Taliban urging women to join government, but human rights advocates are skeptical. China blames U.S. over Afghanistan, but says we'll work with it. How many more American lives? Biden stands by Afghan withdrawal amid Kabul turmoil. The next headlines are from the Chicago Tribune. Former Vernon Hills deputy police chief pleads guilty to charges of theft where he wrote fake traffic tickets, pocketed more than $4,000. Corrections and clarifications. Estranged daughter-in-law of Tony Perquinkle charged in connection with Georgia killing. Kenosha Sheriff, City Police gave armed civilians license to wreak havoc and inflict injury during last summer's unrest, lawsuit. Chicago mandates masks indoors as new COVID-19 cases top 400 a day, no plans for state to follow suit. Dining around Chicago with new indoor mask mandate, here's what you need to know. Watch live, Dr. Arwady provides COVID update as Chicago mandates masks indoors. Northern Illinois faculty gets green light to pivot to remote instruction if on-campus COVID-19 rates rise. Deerfield man is first human case of West Nile virus reported this year in Lake County. Wilmette teen charged in fatal Lincolnwood hit and run. The following headlines are from FIS.org. Connection with the past, AI to find and preserve Europe's historical smells. Study examines how to use your teen's emotions to boost creativity. Light can trigger key signaling pathway for embryonic development as well as cancer. Study, as cities grow in size, the poor get nothing at all. Humans versus automation, service center agents can outperform technology, study shows. New way of analyzing tree rings confirms unprecedented Central Asia warming. On the road to faster and more efficient data storage. A new bioprocess for converting plant materials into valuable chemicals. Scientists identify live immune cells in a coral and sea anemone for the first time. Indigenous territories fight climate change. Thank you for listening and for staying informed. This audio was produced today, Tuesday, August 17th, in the GMT time zone. The next headlines are from Discover magazine. For a healthier world, start with biodiversity. CBD versus THC, complete guide and recommended products. Why are earthquakes in Haiti so deadly and destructive? The next headlines are from the Seattle Times. WSU coach, not vaccinated is risky. COVID-19, children in schools. Orioles rookie Mountcastle returns from concussion list. Judge mulls key rulings in Boy Scouts of America bankruptcy. Dalton dealing with hype surrounding Bears QB Fields. Sheriff beats Dinamo Zagreb 3-0 in first leg of CL playoff. Proposal to raise North Carolina marriage age to 16 gets okay. Seahawks tap Macklemore, Aaron Jones to play home opener at Lumen Field. The following headlines are from MercuryNews.com. Recall candidate suffers heart attack, ends campaign for governor. How to help Afghan refugees coming to the Bay Area. The latest, Biden has first talk with ally on Taliban's rise. Puzzle maker Maki Kaji, known as godfather of Sudoku, dies. COVID roulette wheel keeps Bay Area theater troops scrambling. Texas Governor Abbott tests positive for COVID. 49ers say goodbye to former top 10 pick Josh Rosen, acquire Ravens CB off waivers. EPA administrator announces nearly $200 million in loans to fix Bay Area's aging water pipes, treatment plants. Watch, cameras capture Calder fire, help report new ones. New guide to signs worth seeing and saving in downtown San Jose. The next headlines are from the Washington Times. Conservative books triumph as sales surge. Manassas Mosque can import Iranian tiles with Quranic verses, Treasury rules. Taliban's conquest of Afghanistan sparks fears for women, girls. Taliban plot next steps as U.S. retreat accelerates. Greg Abbott, Texas governor, tests positive for COVID-19. Lauren Boebert slammed on Twitter for Taliban are the only people building back better crack. Juan Williams, Merrick Garland can stop Donald Trump 2024 bid. Biden hasn't spoken with world leaders since Afghanistan fell. George Mason law prof granted vaccine mandate exemption mandate citing natural COVID immunity. As Kabul fell, U.S. watchdog noted leak future with Al-Qaeda on the rise. The next headlines are from The Intercept. The Taliban have seized U.S. military biometrics devices. Surrender or withdrawal, the Afghanistan contradiction. Who lost Afghanistan? They believe anything but the truth, 14 years in Guantanamo. Taliban checkpoints blocking access to Kabul airport for U.S. residents and allies. $10,000 invested in defense stocks when Afghanistan war began now worth almost $100,000. For his accusers to get justice, Andrew Cuomo's impeachment must go on. This is No Views, daily automated podcast news. You are hearing headlines for Tuesday, August 17th, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from the Chicago Sun-Times. Woman shot to death in Burnside. Snowbirds Monty and Roseleaf Montrose Beach, piping plover pair go south for winter. Pot shop applicants sue state, claiming they were wrongfully forced to give up lottery spots. Death toll from Haiti's weekend earthquake raised to 1,941. Akeem Hicks' absence could leave Bears defense in a lurch. Bulls forward Patrick Williams needs to carry over aggressive attitude. NHL will let teams place sponsor advertisements on jerseys. Woman says she feared Trevor Bauer. Dish hin on the dish, breaded pork tenderloin sandwich at JT's Genuine Sandwich Shop. You are hearing today's news headlines. These headlines are for Tuesday, August 17th, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from the Houston Press. HISD stands firm on masks, for now. Catalandia, beat the heat and the price increase. Things to do, Blackguard's Blackmatic release show at Continental Club. Things to do, Lamb of God, Cynthia Woods Mitchell Pavilion, August 22, 2021. Laramie Tunsil comes in at number 75 on NFL's top 100 players. This week, back to school brunch. Things to do, Nick Thune, The Secret Group, August 17, 2021. Nobody's Girl releases first full-length album. The next headlines are about world records making news. Island paddleboarder looks to break world record while raising funds for charity, mycoastnow.com. Math teacher folds 1,776 origami peacocks for Guinness World Record, UPI News. Man balances 101 toilet paper rolls on head for Guinness World Record Z100 Portland, Maui, KFIAM 640. LRC Sifan Hassan to attempt 5K World Record at Prefontaine Classic, Let'sRun.com. Free tram rides tomorrow as HK Tramway celebrates Guinness World Record, timeout. Weekend recap, Carla Del Grande adds her 6th Masters World Record, Canadian Running Magazine. Man balances 101 toilet paper rolls on his head for Guinness World Record, UPI News. First butter bar, Colorado's Bella La Crema sets World Record Academy. Mac Daddy, Guinness record holder ate McDonald's Big Macs daily for 50 years, New York Post. A London pub will host a world record attempt for the most people playing table football, Time Out London. The next headlines are from Gizmodo. 6 medieval tales that deserve the Green Knight treatment. Don't blame Reed Pop for SuperCon's lax COVID guidelines, blame Florida's Governor Ron DeSantis. Moderna set to test experimental HIV mRNA vaccine in people. Chicago pharmacist faces 120 years in prison for allegedly selling CDC vaccination cards on eBay. Adventure Time fan favorites Fiona and Cake are getting their own spin-off show. The new longest pi beats previous record by 12.8 trillion digits. Say goodbye to the magnetic strip on the back of your MasterCard. The Roku channel is getting 17 new free streaming channels. Discovery of partially mummified Pompeii resident reveals the rags to riches tale. Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2's true horror isn't what you think. What place in the world had the hottest and coolest temperatures today? According to ElDoradoWeather.com, the hottest place on Earth in the past 24 hours was Tiradentes in Morocco at 116.42 degrees Fahrenheit or 46.9 degrees Celsius. The coldest recorded weather temperature on Earth in the past 24 hours was Vostok in Antarctica at minus 89.86 degrees Fahrenheit or minus 67.7 degrees Celsius. The following headlines are from Ars Technica. Updated app from Apple brings iCloud passwords to Windows. iPhone keyboard for blind to shut down as maker cites Apple abuse of developers. It's now possible to play early 90s CD-ROM games via ScummVM. Climate tipping points add to the cost of carbon emissions. WhatsApp shuts down Taliban helpline in Kabul. The Google Pixel 5a is $449, adds a bigger screen and water resistance. Exploding power supplies are now the worst thing about the Newegg Shuffle. After a dozen flights, NASA's chopper has yet to come a cropper. Colorado River drops to record low levels, slashing Arizona's water supply. Boston Dynamics shares an incredible behind-the-scenes look at robot building. The following headlines are from Raw Story. Critics pile on Greg Abbott after COVID-19 infection, glad he practiced all that personal responsibility. Ultimate formula for disaster, former U.S. diplomat bluntly explains to CNN's Tapper why U.S. failed in Afghanistan. Photos show maskless Greg Abbott at crowded Texas event just one day before positive COVID test. Mask mandate banning Texas Governor Greg Abbott tests positive for COVID-19. Texas parent rips mask off teacher during heated argument, superintendent. D.C. website about Capitol's underground tunnel maps exploded with traffic days before January 6 attack, report. These Trump voting counties have figured out how to get large numbers of people vaccinated. Bridges are communism, Marjorie Taylor Greene mocked for saying infrastructure is Biden's communization of America. When will we stop letting our presidents fly America into wars? GOP governors are inadvertently fueling a backlash against their own party, report. The next headlines are from Mother Jones. A few thoughts on Mike Pompeo and that missing $5,800 whiskey bottle. There's no clarity, a lawyer helping Afghan refugees reckons with U.S. visa failures. How one formerly red line city is striving to green itself. This former pastor is changing evangelicals' minds on COVID vaccines. The U.S. used Afghan women to justify its war, now, it's leaving them behind. Internal government watchdog slams Afghanistan war effort as inept and reckless. Biden says chaos in Kabul justifies his decision to withdraw from Afghanistan. Biden takes a stand against the GOP's assault on food stamps. The Afghanistan debacle, how Bush, Obama, Trump, and Biden bamboozled the American public. Context and strength from our archives on a horrific day in Afghanistan. The next items are today's top search results for extraterrestrial life. NASA's first Mars sample appears to have crumbled 2 bits, National Geographic UK. Black holes surrounded by massive, energy-harvesting structures could power alien civilizations, Science magazine. George Ewing Forum returns with talks from political analyst Amy Walter and others, Democrat and Chronicle. Perspectives on UAP from across the Atlantic Daily Planet, Air and Space magazine. The following items are today's top search results for the term neuroplasticity. Lack of exercise and poor nutrition could increase risk of diseases like dementia, Mirage News. Regional neural activity changes in Parkinson's disease and ET, Dove Medical Press. Swimming gives your brain a boost, but scientists don't yet know why, The Wire Science. Over-the-counter Adderall, top natural alternative to Adderall of 2021, LA Weekly. Getting started with Net Plus 4 infusions, with Prime 4 hydration and wellness of Provo, Utah, iNews. Researchers breaking away from the central dogma of depression, stat. We are nearing the end of this broadcast. This report is for Tuesday, August 17, 2021 in the GMT time zone. What cities are in that time zone? Well, Reykjavik, Iceland, for one. You might wonder if our server is in Reykjavik. It could be. The following is from the UFO Chronicles. 2 planes report bright green UFO. Air traffic controllers track UFO, pilot gets a scare. That's it for now. Thanks for enjoying today's newsfeed headlines. This, indeed, has been a No Views, daily automated podcast newscast for Tuesday, August 17th, 2021. Bookmark us and tune in each day to our free automated podcast to find out what's going on, around, and, sometimes, light years, beyond the Earth. Fair use statement. News.8 is a US-based educational not-for-profit news site. We use only parts of content, in transformative ways and without market usurpation. This means you are still going to want to read the original if you are interested in it beyond the headline and any comments we make. We provide links to original sources wherever possible. If you have any copyright concern, please contact us via our About page for immediate remedy. Contact us, Zeno at XENOMAILS 2021 by News.8. All rights reserved.